Welcome to the podcast, Kathy.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
No, you're more than welcome, more than welcome. I was looking back through our Instagram chats and I think we've been trying to get together for so long, so I was saying to Armin on the way over, I'm so excited to meet you face to face.
Definitely, I'm super excited as well. I couldn't wait to meet you as well.
So Beyond the School Gate, as you know, is a podcast about women in leadership and what we like to do beyond the school gate. It's not necessarily with our hubbies or our kids, just something that we maybe do for us or just things that we enjoy. So we can definitely kick off just by talking about what do you like to do beyond the school gate?
Yeah, well, besides being at work quite full time, I love spending the time with the family. That's really nice, and doing a bit of traveling down the coast and all that. But recently I got a dog, so that's kind of nice to be able to take walks with him and train him, and that's been really fun as well. But just whenever I can get a chance to meet up with a friend or like a work colleague, I really enjoyed that as well.
And I also like to include in every podcast how we know each other.
Yes.
So I recall we were introduced to one another by Zora.
Yes.
Yes,
Definitely.
okay.
Yeah. Zora's I've known Zora from very young. We used to do some cultural Macedonian dancing.
Wow.
And yeah, so like really good, and not just obviously through like her sister, because I obviously know her sister really well, and the kids play football. But yeah, when she kind of just mentioned, like, put us in a group chat, and she did mention it when I spoke to her as well, and it happened at the right time. I've just always wanted to do a podcast. I've always wanted to chat to someone about, like not anyone, but the right person to kind of tell a bit of a story or who I am or what I do, and because obviously everyone knows that they can find me at One to One Hair because the hairdresser. So when she mentioned it, I don't know, it just felt. Oh, honestly, it just felt so good. It's almost like some kind of weight kind of lifted, because through COVID as well, like I had so many stories to tell, but I didn't know who to tell. Like I should have written it more down, but I just had so much to kind of express and tell. So when you came along and or when Zora introduced us, it was actually really a good feeling. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And I remember our first chat, I think we were texting and we were like, oh yeah, we'll chat for 10 minutes. I think we were on the phone for like an hour.
Yes,
we were just chatting away.
Yeah. I remember that in the study, and I had to close the door because they were watching some TV, and I was a bit loud. So sorry if I was too loud.
No, it was good. I said to Arvid, it was like talking to somebody I've always known. Like it felt so natural.
It was so good.
Really nice.
Yeah, I definitely had the same feeling.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, like I said before, I've got some questions here to just help kind of guide our conversation. And we've obviously spoken a little bit about kind of how we know each other. So can you just share with us what your first job was and some of the things that first job taught you?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I started off at McDonald's actually.
Same here.
Oh, really? And you know what? I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but if someone comes to me with, wanting a job in hairdressing or like a first year apprentice, if their job is McDonald's, like I'm not saying they get employed straight away, but I feel like, wow, like that's really good because I felt McDonald's, I was there 14 and 15 and then I went to Coles. But with McDonald's, it was just, I don't know, their procedures, their systems were really good. Yeah. And, I think over the years with me getting older, like I feel like that's what I am, like who I am, like I need that kind of routine. Yeah. That was really good. Like, I was able to do my shifts and be young, still go to school. Yeah. And they, a long time ago, but I feel like they did support me, and the manager was always good and all that kind of stuff. So I felt like McDonald's was really good for a first-time job. Yeah. And it was first, like I didn't know what to expect, whether it was going to be food or hospitality or was going to be, something else. But I really enjoyed it, and I guess it taught me, like obviously to talk to people and what do you know at that age. Yeah. So having guidance and procedures to kind of go by. It was pretty much clockwork. You had to do it their way. Yeah. And so I think that was good. Yeah. So I think it taught me, thinking back, it did teach me routine and you know, coming to work and making sure that my uniform was good. And you know, I spoke well and, you know, upsell, would you like fries with that? I say that to the girls. I say that to the girls now, like, you know, would you like shampoo? Like, you know, I never tell the girls at the salon to, you know, be pushy, but like, it's so true. Like, that's one thing I learned was, now that being a business person and, you know, like obviously sales, it's all about hair with me and making sure that, you know, they have the best care for their home care and this, you know, being in the salon. But if I think back, it was definitely upsell too, like, because everything they said was like, would you like, you know, for $2, would you like fries with that? So yeah, look, I think, you know, that's where my sales pitch was, I think.
Fair enough. And the whole multitasking element, like something not being ready but getting the rest of the order ready and planning your time and all
that is so true. Like, I never got to drive through, I don't think, because I was more like on the till, but it is, it's like multi-skilled. And that's what my job is right now. I always mention, you know, to the staff that we can do more than one thing, you know, and we can. So yeah,
I love it. Yay. And did you so how did you move into becoming a business owner? Like, was this something you always wanted to do, or did you fall into it?
Well, it's interesting because I was hairdressing since 17, and I did have I was working in Canberra for a good 4 years, and then I moved to the Queanbeyan area, and I was there at a salon there for 9 years, and I was very busy. Like, I was, you know, quite popular with the clients, and, you know, I was everything to me. So like, I really wanted to make people feel good and look good, and you know, just everything that we used in the salon, like the branding, it just ticked boxes. So that was really good. So obviously from there, you know, there was a few people that said, oh, you should open your own business and all that. And now I divide the two, and you can be an amazing hairdresser, but not necessarily a great business owner. But being the person I am, like, obviously I have to try to be good at everything. But I think
would you say that's a trait that you have? Are you a perfectionist? Are you something?
I could say I am. Like, I think you have to be when you're dealing with customers all day, every day, and staff, because they're your everything as well. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky that I can just be in the business and run the business, and my husband does all the behind the scenes. Otherwise, I don't think I could have had a business. But so I think it was about, well, it was 2006, so I was about 24 when I opened the business.
Wow!
And it was quite young now that I think about it. So, and I had 2 small children, like they were, you know, very young. I think they were 1 and 3, so they were pretty young. They were pretty young. So. And then, you know, at that time, you know, my mother-in-law said, you know, we'll look after the kids. And then she passed away. So we kind of did it on our own for a little while. So, yeah, we kind of managed. We managed.
That's wild.
Yeah, pretty full on.
Do you look back now and be like, how did we do it?
Yeah, definitely. With a supportive husband, my goodness. Like, he was like, you know, like a mum and dad. And we obviously worked together, but Dim was great. He, you know, went a bit part-time and then helped me at night time so I could work and all that. And then at the time, my sister moved to Queensland. And so there was a lot happening in that sense. But we did manage and we kept going. But it's very hard to have a business. And yes, I love what I do. And a lot of people will remove themselves off the floor and be a business owner, like manager. But I can't. I'm like, you know, people, you know, I'm just obsessed with hair. And
it's in your blood, right? If you're
100%. So
I love that. And what an awesome salon that you have.
Yeah,
like, when I walked in, I was like, wow, so gorgeous.
Yeah, we had a great great interior designer, Catherine, that kind of organised the renos, and you know, it was tough. It was very tough. And then the time that, you know, we couldn't really work on it through COVID. So 8 weeks there, we couldn't finish it off or anything like that. So, but like, there was a bit of interruptions, but we did it while we were running the business. So like, I had clients in here while, you know, it was health and safety. It was, it was okay. But we had like a fake floor till the flooring came in a week after. So things were just a week of, you know, difference. But
But being able to continue to provide that service must have meant so much to the customers.
No, definitely. And I think they loved it as well. They enjoyed going,
the
wall's up now, and the painting's done, and that looks really good. So now that it's like complete and settled, now we can just continue. Yeah, which is really good.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you balance the I suppose the role of being a manager and being a mum and being a wife, and what does that look like?
Look, it is a bit like I guess personally I've had to kind of calm down and make sure that I'm, I've got a lot of patience and all that. I think that is number one. And I've had a lot of people that always say, oh my God, you need to slow down. What do you mean you're driving home at 10:30 at night? Or, but I kind of say, I'm fine, I'm good. I love what I do. So I always make sure that the staff are good as well. But look, it's just busy. I think at the end of the day, you're just going to make sure you make the time for the family, husband, kids. And also, if you don't book a time away, you're always going to be working on the business.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm at that point now with, the staff that I reckon I could, I've left the salon and they're like, why are you calling? They are all over it.
Yeah, nice.
And that means so much to me. I'm so appreciative of that. And it's really nice to have staff that, that can look after the business while I'm gone. Look, juggling and then kids, look, they know I love my work. So, and they love the things that they do, and we all come together. I always make sure that I watch their footy match or, school's important and all that. But it'll come to a time where I'm, a bit more part-time than full-time, but I'm kind of not ready yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
I love what I do and I feel alive when I come and, be in my business. So, it's good.
Wow. And how old are your children?
So Emma's 19 and she's in Sydney, at Sydney Uni and moved there for football.
Yeah, that's amazing.
As well. And then Zach's 17 and he's at, college at year 11. And just got his P's and
wow.
So he's very good. I'm very impressed with him. He's doing very well.
Nice,
super happy.
And that's nice ages as well. Isn't it?
Definitely.
Nice
well, now they tell me what relax, just take it easy. But they're very good. They support me and they just love that I'm happy with my job and it's great.
Nice. So what advice do you give your children by way of chasing their dreams, and what advice would you give your younger self?
With my kids, I've always said to work hard. My biggest thing is making sure that they have respect for people. Just little basic, well, they're not really basic, street smart is everything to me. I've always said with, their schoolwork, as long as you're, working hard, if it's satisfactory, it's satisfactory. But at the end of the day, respect and working hard and street smart's everything. So that took the pressure away, and then they kind of want to work harder and all that. So I think, and just to be good people. I know, you can say it to the cows come home, to be good people, and you might be surrounded around people that aren't or are, but you learn lessons along the way. With my younger self, I think definitely it's all about the hard work. If you work hard, you will achieve so many great things, as well as surrounding yourself around good people. So look, it's definitely fast forward and all that. I think it'd be that, and just being happy. I said, to them, as well, for myself, when you're happy and you're around good people, things just work.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Be happy. I think there's so much now online about hustle culture and do this and do that, and you have to have done this by this age. But I think being happy, being nice to people, I think sometimes we just, as a society, forget that those are the important things as well.
Yeah, I think also if it means that you have to window shop if you don't have money, window shop to make you feel better, or just go to the cafe and have a coffee and sit there. I used to never, ever, even in my wildest dreams, to sit down at a cafe and have coffee on my own, or go to the movies and watch a movie on my own. I'm always needing to be around people, or But then lately, the last couple of years, like it's okay to like do emails in a cafe and sit, you know, on your own, or you know, just do things like that. So I think once you're happy and doing the things that you love, like if it means you have to go, you know, to the park and go for a walk, like anything that makes you feel better, because I think, you know, we can't blame COVID all the time, but from COVID, like people have been feeling down, and you speak to people every day. Like I'm forever speaking to clients, and you know, some are really busy, some are sad, some, you know, and if I can just get a little smile out of them, I'm like, I've done my job. Like I'm so excited. But yeah, look, it's good. Yeah,
and you must see people on different ends of that spectrum, where COVID has affected some people a lot, and then others maybe less so. And
well, definitely, like people work through the whole, you know, the whole COVID, and then some people had that much time off that, you know, they were struggling with, you know, their loans and their children and all that, and you know, people that had to work and look after their children. So there was a mix of everything. So I think at the end of the day, listening to them was just enough, and then making sure that they had coffee in front of them or a champagne or something like that. Definitely, you know, made their day or made my day as well.
It's the little things, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
So what would you say is your biggest motivation? So what was your biggest motivation when you were maybe in your 20s, and is that still your biggest motivation now?
Yeah, I think with the motivation, obviously being happy, coming to work, you know, the kids being healthy and happy have always been a big thing, because I think when your kids are happy, they're smiling, they're busy, but they're enjoying home time and going out and all that. It makes you happy. So, you know, like that's really important. But motivation, every day I'm just blessed to be here, blessed to be, you know, like obviously healthy and all that. So, to do with work, motivation, I said, you know, I guess it'd be definitely coming to work and seeing my staff and being happy, making sure that they're happy, and then coming home and seeing the family being, you know, doing what they're loving to do as well. And I think we've always said that with my husband and I, that, you know, they have to be them. Like we can't mold them into someone that they're not. So we've always let them be them, and I think that seeing that in life is really important.
I think it's probably why we clicked when we spoke first of all, because we're so similar. I always say to Ahmed, I want my kids to organically become the people they're supposed to, and let's stop trying to put people in a box because it's easier for us or easier for the schools or easier for something else.
Definitely.
It's let them naturally become the person they're supposed to and live the life they're supposed to.
And I think also like making sure that they're happy for others and they're on a different path. So like you can never compare one with the other, or like a friend or a cousin, or, you know, like someone that you meet at work. Everyone's at their own journey. And I think expressing that and making sure that, you know, everyone moves differently is really important, because, you know, you can get sad, you can get like, why aren't I there, or you know, why is she getting like, and when that starts happening, your brain starts changing quite rapidly. And I think, you know, wishing everyone all the best, and honestly from the bottom of, you know, their hearts to just to be happy for people, but also for themselves to move forward, is really important as well.
It's dangerous once you start playing that competition game. You start making decisions that you wouldn't normally make.
Definitely. And for sure. And I think that is the best advice you can give to your children as well.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been amazing. If people want to find you online and your socials, what are your social details?
So on Instagram, I'm 121 hair, and Facebook 121 hair as well. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was really nice to meet you.